Welcome to the show.
Thank
With
you.
me is today Wesley, aka UOAK,
Yes,
a DJ, producer, label owner, and some months per year the program director of the Dance Fair.
exactly. Yes.
And I'm really happy that you're today here with me to do this podcast and just have a conversation. Because you actually don't know, you're partially the reason why I started this.
Oh, that's interesting. Now I'm curious.
Yeah, at ADE, like the
Uh-huh.
last day where we were at Offenbach,
Yeah.
at the end you were like, "Hey man, you didn't even include me in my vlog, in your vlog, like
Yeah, in your vlog.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
because we hang out every day at ADE, I think. At
Yeah,
least
we saw each other
us,
every
yes.
day. Yeah, for sure.
But I didn't have the time and just forgot about it.
While we were having really deep conversations.
Yes, and I was like thinking like this might be interesting for a lot of other people, and it might be interesting to share not only my perspective but also your perspective
yeah.
onto the entire scene. And like I mean, podcasts are in at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but you were like the last thing that made me think like, man, it's actually such a pity that it's not shared. Like the stuff we talk about, because it's quite interesting, I think, and might help out other people. And it's
Yeah.
also a nice opportunity to just talk to you, like, because AD is always busy.
True. Well, I did show you a lot from the city today, so.
Yeah, today we were in Rotterdam.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley showed us the city. It's also right behind us there. And yeah, maybe we should just start talking about you, introduce you
Okay.
to the people. So you're a DJ producer.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce myself as a producer, artist,
Okay.
more.
So you're first producer.
Yeah,
100%.
I think most people that produce electronic music, they
Yeah.
always people always assume that they are a DJ. While I know most of the guys that make electronic music, they don't really leave their bedrooms.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
how many of them actually have a busy DJ's touring schedule? Most don't.
No, that's just
So
the talk.
yeah, you know, the people that combine it, or they break through, or they become very popular. In my case, I produce music first.
Yeah.
I run my own business. So I have two labels, two record labels. And
To release mostly your own music or anyone's?
I think from the entire catalog, everything we've released, I've produced about 20 or 30, no, maybe 30% of the releases I've produced myself. And the rest is of other people, like either signed to the label or we sign tracks. Sometimes we help artists, you know, build up. That's how
Yeah.
it kind of started with one of the first artists, Maurice the Maui, who's also an A&R for Zero Claim Records. So he's like the first artist I signed. I helped him build his profile and career, and now he works for me, and we've become really good friends.
So it's you and him running the or it's your label, but
it's
he's
my
helping
label.
you.
He does A&R, so everyone that sends in demos, he listens to it first. I usually listen to it also.
Yeah.
But he's more, he tells me like if he really likes something, like, or that's potential, he sends it to me, and then, you know, it goes through the process.
But you also DJ. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you're
do. Yeah,
producer
okay,
first. But
so-
if someone asks you, can you DJ?
Yeah,
you DJ.
so of course, I can DJ. I did start out DJing, but most of what I do is making music and running the business.
Yeah.
So DJing I do probably once a month. I do
Okay.
want to do it more often.
Yeah. So also your
But-
goal is touring.
Yeah, so
Eventually.
it is the DJ artist profile, yes, but I would say I'm an artist and I'm a producer at first, and then the DJ second, really.
And the label that you started, did you start it out of maybe frustration also with other big labels, or just to have a quicker platform? What was the initial intention founding the label?
Well, the label itself started because I wanted to. So I was making all the music myself, and I was releasing it myself. Everything was independent. I created a system, and I found a way to promote music and make money with it. So everything was independent, but I noticed that I could push a lot more music than I was able to make myself.
Okay.
I'm not a producer powerhouse. I maybe make one like complete track once a month and release that on a whatever alias, but I'm not able to create like 2-3 tracks a week.
Yeah.
But I was able to push at least 2 tracks a week.
So you
So I was
basically
looking
started for yourself.
Yes, everything was
First.
for myself because I wanted to, you know, do this after I started, after I finished studying.
Yeah.
And yeah, then I noticed I had a platform to promote music, and I wanted to include other people. It was like, okay, you know, if I sign something similar to what I make, I can probably give it the attention and promote it as much as my own releases.
Because I think once you figure out how to promote a release, you can repeat it.
Yeah, I think most of the labels, also the from big to small, they have this sort of process. It's like eventually a label becomes a promotion factory.
Yeah.
It used to be that you needed a label for distribution. You don't really need that anymore because you could just upload it through whatever website and send it into the world. But nowadays, I think labels are more for the promotional part and the credibility.
Yeah,
so credibility for signing to a certain label. That
if you release on Spin and you got a stamp that says
you got the stamp
book
of
this
approval.
guy.
Exactly. But also they have a system. So they sign a track and they throw it to their promotional blender, factory, machine, whatever. It's all the same. Some artists have a higher priority than others.
Definitely.
But most of it is the same. So they send it out to the blogs, send it out to the curation teams at Spotify, Apple, whatever. They send it out to their the email newsletter to all the DJs. They get the promos first. All that kind of stuff, it's all systemized. It's just a system. They sign a track, throw it in there. You have like a checklist
and you just follow it.
Yeah, it's a checklist of what you do. And so I sort of had that checklist, but I also have all the personal contacts with, you know, playlisters and all that kind of stuff, promotional channels. So I knew if I sign a track, I release it, I know it's going to get a certain amount of streams, views, whatever. And I knew I could do this for other people's music except for my own. So that's how I sort of grew the label, and I also grew my marketing business around it, because I sometimes do the promo for other people.
So actually really natural just from doing it for yourself to eventually
and a
helping
necessity.
other people.
Yeah, because after I finished studying, I didn't want to get a regular job. I never did. So after my studies, I just went full on into music. I mean, I've already been doing it for while I was studying. But after that, I was like, okay, how am I going to make money with this?
But did you already make music while studying? Yes. Also before?
Yeah.
When did you start?
I started when I was in my first year of economics.
Okay.
So when I was 19 to 20, I did a year of mechanical engineering. That's kind of when I started with DJing a little bit, when I got more into electronic music.
Yeah.
And then when I was 20, I started producing in Fruity Loops. You know, probably most people know Fruity Loops.
You're still on Fruity Loops?
No. 2 years later, I switched to Ableton because it felt sort of more natural. I work a lot faster in Ableton than I do in Fruity Loops or Logic. I tried them all. For me, Ableton just feels nicest.
I think it has like the most modern approach to music creation. The others are a little classic DAWs.
True, but it also depends on what you prefer. There's no good or bad.
Yeah.
So.
And what kind of music do you produce, just to describe it to the audience?
Oh yeah, so
that they have a sense.
I think the brand I've created, the stamp I've given myself and my music is melodic deep house. That's also one of the playlists that I run and like a concept that I own. It's a combination of melodic house, so a bit to the progressive side, nice melodies, chord progression, sometimes vocals, chill music. I'd say BPM 120 to 125, but also with a combination of a bit techno, tech house oriented and like deeper, groovy kind of.
And vocals music. At all? Yes, no?
Yes.
Always?
Not always, sometimes. It depends. Sometimes you want to have a more danceable club track. Other times you probably want to have something else. So, yeah.
And did you actually release on the label of EDX? Or
no? Because
you DJ'd for him at one of his parties?
It's an interesting story. I'm not going to tell everything about it. But I've known EDX, Mauricio, for 5 or 6 years now. Yeah. And I started out when I just liked his music. And then I met him. And then another time, for some reason, I always felt it's like a really natural connection to him. Like we're like-minded people, but also very different. And over the years, we became friends. And sometimes I'm still in touch with him. We talk sometimes also with ADE. And with his No Excuses party at ADE, we just talked about it.
The party that I missed.
Yes, the one that you missed. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
It's okay. It was. You were there last year.
ADE is like
Last year was fun too.
you get lost.
So, but yeah, that's I know him, and it worked out. I helped with promoting the event, and
Yeah.
the music really fits to his style also. But I've never released on his label, and he did ask me already a couple times.
Okay.
So I probably should send him
You
more.
should. I mean,
send more demos.
it's a pretty good label. And
Yeah, true. I do want
if
to.
you're a friend with him, anyways, it should be.
I want to release on his label for sure, but
Or you're waiting for the right track.
yeah, I'm waiting. I want to send certain tracks to his label because I feel like not all of it would fit.
Yeah.
Per se.
Because his is more a little more club geared.
Yeah, and it's also a bit towards
pumping.
future house ish.
Yes, it's more synthy based a little. Yeah.
So, but I do like it, and I have a couple tracks laying around that could fit there. So we'll see how it goes.
So maybe next time we talk.
Most likely, I think it will happen. This
What was the name of the label again? Was it
Syrup Music?
Okay.
But I know, like for example, I also really like Enormous Tunes.
Yes.
That's
Nora and Pura.
Nora and Pure, Passenger 10, Calippo, that kind of stuff. And I know that they work really closely together because it's like, I think they do distribution for it because
it's like one.
They're like
group.
sort of
the
sort of
sound is
sister
very similar.
label. It's very
Yes.
similar.
Yes.
They work together a lot.
Always on the Beatport charts in the same
Yes.
style.
Yeah. It's same style kind of music.
If someone DJs one of their songs, the other one
Yeah.
fits. Definitely.
True. So I do want to release there at some point. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's
Send
definitely
them some
good
stuff.
stuff.